Hello, Essex. It's Andrew, and I have another question on the ELK file. This one's a bit different because it is not arising from the council discussion this past week. This question arises because of what Mayor Sherry Bondi has been posting on her Facebook. Let's check it out. So certainly some people have been trying to turn the page on the ELK disposition and investment decision, um, but I'm not ready to let it lie. And I wonder if Celine at Essex Free Press had the same idea, because she printed, and you could see Sherry posted the picture. At the top page, it's talking about how there was a request for Windsor officials to come to county council and talk about the lack of investment into social housing. And then the very next byline is talking about the ELK sale and how they're taking $15 million from it and putting it into some bonds and whatever else. So, this is what Sherry's been posting, that the city of Windsor is the service manager for social services. And we have not seen new housing projects in the county for a long time. At county council, I raised the motion asking a representative to come talk to council. She's gathering questions, ask your questions, and then there's a follow-up post, and this is it here off to the right. And there's other stuff, but she's got some questions. What's the ratio and this and that. Um, but I need to pull up this article I found from the Windsor Star. Here we are. The Windsor Star published October 2nd, 2025, so about 1 year ago, 10 months ago. And this article came out. And why now? Because what happened at the time is Windsor decided to replace 95% of the housing corporation board, of which Sherry was on. So while Sherry, as mayor of Essex, was on the board of CHC, Community Housing Corporation, for a while, and then Windsor made the decision, okay, we're going to disband the board, and we're going to populate the board with our chosen candidates. And so this article in the Windsor Star talks about what happened at that time. And it's quoting, there's quite a few quotes from the deputy mayor of Tecumseh, Joe Becchetti, and Sherry Bondi. So let's get to a few of these quotes in this Windsor Star article that was published 10 months ago. Why now? Why did they disband it? Okay. I thought there was something up here I wanted to touch on. Maybe not. Here's one of Sherry's quotes. To have a voice at the table during a housing crisis is a pretty big deal. There's a weighted assessment, and here's interesting. The county, Essex County, has always been asking for more funding to get more of their share, but they have to go through the service manager, which is the city. So it's my understanding that City of Windsor is acting as the service manager for the province, which disperses most of the funds that go to social housing. And so Windsor collects all the funds and then pretty much determines whether the funds get spent in the city of Windsor or in the county. And as Sherry pointed out in her Facebook posts, it's been a very long time since the county has seen investments in social housing, because City of Windsor continues to prioritize their own infrastructure needs over the county. Back to the article. Okay, EMS is similar. Sherry's got some other quotes. She was the chair of ELK, and they went through a similar disbanding of the board and reconstituting with new people. I think maybe we will touch on that in a future video. There was something down here that I wanted to see. right here. Sherry Bondi plans to make a notice of motion at the next Essex County meeting to request officials from Windsor Essex CHC appear before County Council to address the questions. I swear this is the same thing we just heard here. At County Council, I raised a motion asking a representative come talk to County Council. So, like, is this the same request from 10 months ago? Or did the representatives come to County Council and now you're asking them back again? But truly, the $21 million question is this. If Windsor has a very long history of taking funds that are supposed to be dispersed evenly to the county and the city, and they hoard most of those funds for themselves and very rarely put money into the county, it begs the question, why would you sell ELK to Windsor and expect them to invest in county electrical infrastructure above their own priorities in the city of Windsor? Do you really, truly expect Harrow, Comber, um, Kingsville, Cottam? Are you expecting those smaller urban areas in the county to be prioritized over South Windsor or Riverside Drive or the other major service areas of Enwyn, where the majority of the Enwyn board is located and resides? And, they're the ones who determine where the money goes. Um, it's also interesting that the Social Housing Corporation, CHC, under direction of Windsor, was it under direction of Windsor City Council or some other entity, disbanded the board and reconstituted it with their own people, kicking Sherry Bondi off. Do you think that may happen again with ELK, given that um, Enwyn has purchased ELK and they have given us a single board seat for a 10-year period, and it is filled right now by Mayor Sherry Bondi? It just, okay, this is an apples to apples comparison. This is looking at a track record of what City of Windsor has done in relation to investing in the county, and it's like that definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.